So, why is Sid Meier such a jerk about sharing his Alpha Centauri with us?
And that he doesn't want to share it, or he does, or he's like
It's just
really
so possessive.
aggressively into Alpha
Like,
Centauri.
I bought the game, Sid Meier's. It's my Alpha Centauri now. It's not yours.
Well, it's also a Brian Reynolds design.
Like, everyone's just all over my goddamn game. It's like a weird possessive DRM.
Hello, everyone. This is Patron Week, where our patrons suggested and voted on the game, and they voted for Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. I think entirely because I made a joke rant about the Alpha Centauri system in Starfield being incorrectly depicted. And I will say, they have Alpha Centauri A and B here, so they are better than Starfield on this menu screen.
I'm just settling in for today being generally over my head.
So this will be exciting because I played this game like crazy when I was, I don't know, when did this come out? 2000? I would have been like 15.
Okay.
1999, I think.
Yeah, so I was like 14, 15 when I was real into that.
So you're the one who has some experience. Like, very physically remote and psychically remote from the actual controls, but...
Right.
Yeah, I've actually never played this game before that I can recall, and have never owned it before. And I guess technically still don't own it, because this is on the EA Play subscription that I have, so...
You know, maybe this isn't fair, but this always struck me as the kind of game that you need a bit of a run-up for, so I've also never tried it.
Well, I mean, so this is... like the Civilization 2 engine. It was made between Civ 2 and 3. Like, this is like just as Sid Meier and Brian Reynolds and the other guy are leaving Microprose and starting Firaxis. And I didn't get into Civilization until Civ 4, so like this was already like ancient history for me. So
now you guys are making me feel old because I cut my teeth on Civ 2, not Civ 1.
I mean,
but Civ 2.
I probably should.
Very
I probably should have gotten into it earlier. I just wasn't really aware of it until like Civ 4 in the mid 2000s. So.
But okay, so before we do this, as we do this, I would like to point out that the backstory of this is that the UN sent a camaraderie of people to Alpha Centauri. This is basically what happens when you beat civilization.
Yeah,
well,
yeah. This is the Civilization space victory aftermath.
Right. But what makes it interesting is, in order to play as a civilization game, they didn't want to do nation states. So now, instead of playing as individual nation states, you're playing as different ideologies. So we're about to pick who we want to play as, but who we want to play as reflects different beliefs about what you think a post-space society should be. So we can have that conversation.
I'll be honest, that is a lot more introspection than you generally come to expect from the genre.
I'm noticing a couple of things about this.
Objective victory conditions.
Yeah. One is, there's no back button here. Is it? No, right click doesn't do it. So I guess if you just have to go. Another thing, I don't understand what the fuck any of the... Make random map, customize random map, the map of planet, huge map of planet, load map file. What the fuck does this mean?
If I remember right, map of planet is a set map that is like the map of planet. Planet is the name of the planet you're on because, as Josh is quick to point out, Alpha Centauri are the stars.
Yeah.
So they just named the planet Planet?
Yes, basically. You can name it.
If you've only got one, you may as well call it planet. I mean, it's basically what Earth means.
We don't call Earth planet.
So, no, that is that's accurate.
In fairness, I think like the term planet was being applied to like the other planets before we realized that the other planets and Earth are of the same kind. So I'm not 100% about that, but I think that's how it went.
Right.
Should we do a random map or should we do the map?
I don't remember ever playing on Map of Planet, but if you want to do it, go for it. It probably is
Look,
less
this isn't even our Alpha Centauri. Let's just go with the default settings. Who are we to change Sid Meier's perfect Alpha Centauri? And Brian Reynolds' awesome design.
Okay, so obviously you can't do like, you know, chieftain, prince, deity, whatever, but like I'm kind of laughing at a few of these difficulty names, like librarian. Wow, that's a pretty hard difficulty. But it's below thinker. It's above talent.
I would actually say thinker
it's above talent and specialist.
Like thinker to me sounds like, oh yeah, you want this game to be a bit of a thinker, huh? Okay.
I'm just gonna pick what is probably the equivalent of Prince and go with talent.
I also think I could be transcendently specialist.
Current rules.
I don't think it needs to be a dichotomy.
What does customized rules look like? Okay, wow. We'll go with standard rules.
These are the factions. So these are the 7, I think, factions you can pick. Gaia's stepdaughters are the green. Obviously, they're eco-terrorist, not terrorist, eco-fascist, kind of. Everything about them is living in harmony. I don't like Gaia. Gaia is my personal... Gaia and the Lord's Believers are the 2 that I go to war
Gaia's
with most
old
often.
news. That's the planet we left behind.
Well, I think I know which one you're going to pick, and it's probably the human hive.
I mean, it does say the despots.
This is effectively a hive mind.
It's transhumanism, like we're gonna turn into a blob of human. I have to say, this actually sounds less sinister now than the Mogul. University of Planet.
Yeah, University. These are the
Planet High.
These are the
they look
science people.
like science hippies.
Yes, they are literally science idealists.
Their mascot is the planet animals.
Morgan is the person who believes that we should continue capitalism in space.
Spartan Federation.
The people that believe war is the most important thing.
The religious faction.
These people are obnoxious.
And then
basically, this is the core of the original UN. Like, he's like, guys, stop factionalizing. We are here to achieve a UN objective of building humanity. Let's all just get along. He's the... Really, it's diplomacy is really the skill set, but he's the guys, let's just all get along guys. The UN sent us here to be friends. And all the other factions are like, fuck you, we're going to go pursue our philosophical and ideological goals.
What victory do you guys
that sounds about right.
In a 4X game?
Domination or science?
Yeah, honestly, usually, like... I'm either in a Civ game, it's either conquering the planet or getting to the point where I've conquered a sufficient amount of the planet, but conquering the rest of it would be a real pain in the ass, so I just kind of sit back and do like the science victory or whatever.
Yep.
I've tried culture once or twice in later Civs.
All 4Xs.
Yeah.
So
honestly,
there's 4 X's and they all stand for exterminate. Okay, let's see here. This is something that, like, okay, so part of the reason that I've never been super interested in this game is, like, one, Civ is, like, based in air quotes history. I mean, it's not obviously very historical, but, like, you know, you've got the aesthetics of, like, ancient history and different civilizations that have existed in
it has the
like,
aesthetic
in our
of
information and like that's immediately like something you can connect with. Like if France shows up, you know what France's deal is, whereas this is all just kind of sci-fi stuff, and also it's your kind of your sort of standard not really cyberpunk, but your sci-fi thing where everyone's kind of an asshole, and there's no real good guys. I guess the peacekeeping forces are the air quotes good guys.
What this feels a little bit like is, what if this is civilization, but instead of basically knowing about and understanding the stakes of history, you know about and understand the stakes of Asimov novels.
Yeah.
Basically, actually, yes. Basically, yeah.
Like, if you recognize this archetype from this kind of book, that we all read, then you're gonna basically get the idea of what you're doing with this faction.
There's a real big emphasis on effectively, I hesitate to say hard science because there's clearly some science fiction going on here, but like all the technologies you get, well, I mean, like all the technologies you get tend to be things that were circa 1999, cutting edge, future looking tech that didn't quite exist yet.
Who's that guy with the glasses again?
The
University of
Sahar?
Yeah, I keep seeing people with that avatar on the internet. I have, like, for the entire time I've been on the internet, which is an oppressively long amount of time now. And I gotta say, he's rocking it.
I always play as the University, but I think maybe we should go as the Human Hive, or the Human Hive, because that seems more spoiler warning-y, more in the spirit of the show. You literally get to dump bodies into a reclamation thing.
Yeah.
Is that where we're leaning then?
Sorry, I'm just go with whatever.
We
you
will
guys
turn
want.
planet into human.
Rodscar, do you have any thoughts?
University of Planet.
You want to do university?
All right,
yeah.
Let's do it.
Wait, I think we ought to be this guy. I think we deserve it. We deserve to be this guy.
Are we this guy? Like, is this? Are we picking our character?
Yes.
Our leader?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, other.
The substructure of the
you can make up your own details.
Infinitely towards smaller and smaller components.
So
behind
like
atoms, we find electrons, and behind electrons.
So you can just put gender as whatever. All right, that's neat. You can just change everything.
But also new mysteries.
We could change
Why
University
is it playing
to Planet.
that guy's stuff
For I
now?
have tasted the fruit.
All right, let's hit OK
the
here
substructure
then.
of the universe regresses
it plays it when you pick it,
smaller
apparently.
and smaller components.
If we change, no, okay. So I won't change the
The substructure of the universe
thing.
regresses
What?
infinitely towards smaller and smaller components.
Cuthbert?
Behind atoms, we find electrons.
Presumably.
Behind electrons,
Cuthbert or Rob.
I wonder.
Each layer
It's not going to
unraveled
change who actually
Cuthbert
wrote
or
the
Rob.
whole book.
but also new mysteries. Academician
Oh, yeah.
Prokhor Zakharov.
Okay, so I should also point out that I was real into this when I was also like an obnoxious little kid, real into like Michael Crichton books. So like one of the things that I loved about this was all these smart people, like all the technology things, because they don't have like historical quotes, are all of the science figures, all those important figures, citing books that they've read or written about all the upcoming technologies that get discovered over their stay on Alpha Centauri.
Uh-huh. All right.
So it's like fake
Cuthbert
history.
Rob.
That's a really sweet idea.
A new era of struggle and opportunity awaits you. The UN starship Unity has arrived in the Alpha Centauri system after a 40-year voyage. All contact with Earth has been lost. After Captain Garland's assassination by an unknown assailant, the crew mutinied and split into factions. In the ensuing conflict, some seized control of the Unity's colony pods. You now shape the destiny of your University faction, which has just made planetfall. All right.
Ooh. That
What do we want to
this
name
looks
our
like
base?
it's freezed instant before disaster.
It just explodes. Game over. What do we want to call this?
Cuthbert, you.
Or just Cuthbert. No, Cuthbert the U. Oh no, damn, too late.
Oh. It's okay. It's weird to me that. All right. There we go.
So you can, yeah.
Ooh, can we? Does this have the? Oh no. Okay. I was hoping it had like the Civ 2 thing where you could see the like the like little city thing that gets populated over time. I mean, I guess that's kind of what's going on here, but there's like gameplay in this, so.
If you told me, if you handed me a document right now that looked like this and said, "Hey, this is not a video game. This is for your home, and you need to figure this out, or else you're gonna like go to jail," I'm not sure I could bring myself to digest what I'm looking at right now.
Okay, so does the governor like automate stuff?
Yeah,
Like
you're basically
production and units, but we can just do it ourselves.
Yeah, well, Governor, you automate all the cities, right? You could choose it to build for Explorer, to Conquer.
Okay.
Use the Conquer button to build up your military, and it'll just auto-build military stuff for you. The idea with a lot of this was to try to reduce the overhead, but you can also turn off the Governor if you don't want the city to be
Okay,
making,
that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Just like the nutrients bar on the screen.
It's literally
okay,
just
so that's
food. Yeah, it's food.
Right.
No, it's,
so we've
it's
got
nutrients. It's not even food.
Is the shield, I'm assuming, is work? Oh yeah, that's minerals.
No, the shield is an apple.
Energy. What?
Oh wait, no,
Shield is an
the
apple.
shield. The green thing is an apple. I can't.
I don't know.
It's
The
so
blue
low resolution
thing looks like a shield. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know if we can
Please don't
fix
go.
that.
No, you can't. You can't.
The
You can't. I
drones
look.
need you. They look up
There
to
is
you.
no. There might be a zoom.
Well, you could definitely say they didn't take the original assets and like polish them up into slop.
Yeah, I'm wondering,
Very
like,
authentic sprites.
is this like a re-release that they did where they
Yes.
made it work on? Okay.
Audio visual preferences maybe.
Yeah.
So obviously it's not a high quality stream, but it looks pretty authentic.
The problem is this is all supposed to be much bigger because you're supposed to be running it at a much lower resolution.
Yeah.
Do you want me to load the game up and see if I can find a way to make it bigger while you play?
That would take too long. I think
You know,
it's
that's-
still kind of readable what's going on here.
Invalid command.
How do I... Oh, yeah, that's right. You still have the thing... Whoa.
That's your first colony
pod.
ship. Yeah, that's like a settler.
Okay. Did we already take a turn? Yeah, I believe
No,
we
you
did.
turned. No, you didn't take a turn. You moved one guy, but now you got to move this guy.
Oh, okay.
They
Well,
both
that's something I
spawn in
miss.
your house.
I'm not saying I miss the days of low resolutions, but I will say I do get the sense some games could afford to be cozier.
That was a turn. Okay.
Of course, that I don't necessarily think that while looking at this HUD right now.
Okay, so... Is it building a colony pod right now? Yes, okay. Alright, I want to make another scout patrol because you usually want to have another scout. Oh, we can rename it. Cuthbert the U.
Yes, wow. Maybe I just haven't had a great week, but that was a highlight
Production
right there.
complete.
What is going on with that? That was weird. Okay, how do we tell what's a good place to settle?
I can't remember.
I mean, it doesn't look particularly pleasant anywhere, but the greener parts look better. Maybe that's something? Okay, it says flat and arid in the bottom left near the tile. It has xenofungus. So I guess arid, ideally, I prefer to avoid arid. I can't speak to xenofungus.
Okay, so that's...
Actually, to be honest, I don't mind living in arid places.
Yeah, I
that's
mean, you
certainly
do
fine by
live
me.
in California. It's all a little bit arid.
Yeah, although the parts that are the most arid are also the parts that get really sticky hot
Okay,
anyway.
double clickable. So how do I see... Is there an overlay I can pull up to see, like, tile yields and stuff? Like, we can see here working on different things, but I don't...
You can right-click on individual tiles and click Move Cursor Here to look at what is on a tile.
Okay, that's...
But I'm looking to see if there's a less terrible way to do that.
No, okay, see, you can see that, but, like, I don't see the yields. Unless... No, I think that's the grid coordinates. Yeah. Elevation is also a thing that was not in Civ 2. Or it really hasn't been in any Civ game. Comlink, okay. What do these do? Oh.
Z. Hit Z. You can zoom in and out with Z. And X.
Oh, okay.
I figured it out.
Is there a thing that I can hold down to like move the camera with the mouse, or is it all just edge scroll?
I think C is put camera here. Like right click somewhere and see if what the move cursor to here is shift right.
Shift right click. So that's.
You can also just drag the camera down in the.
Kinda.
You could also just drag the box around down there, I think.
Boy,
Actually,
you could
can't
really
drag it, you
pinpoint.
can just click.
You could pinpoint to a year or two this era of 3D modeling. Just like looking at these units. Like that guy's just capsules, basically.
We haven't even found the this
go?
game's equivalent of Barbarian.
Are they like aliens?
What the?
Yes.
What is this?
Oh.
It's energy.
Sea fungus energy bonus.
Is this going to get controversial?
What is what going to get controversial?
Like, oh, like, are they, so the aliens, like, that we'll be fighting here, like, what's their deal?
So there was already life on Alpha Centauri when we landed. That's what all that fungus is, and turns out it is also part of a collective hive mind of worms, basically, psychic worms, and psych energy is a thing in this world.
Right.
Okay. So what's our beef with the worms?
Nothing. They just attack us on sight unless you're Gaia and have the ability to live peacefully among the worms and use the worms as units.
Okay, so they're just, okay. You know what? If they're assholes, I guess it's okay.
So we're not. Oh, huh. We can select different, like. I assume this will just advance our research in all areas very slowly.
Right, versus
And if
picking
we-
one.
Yeah. Well, let's do these two for now. Why didn't it move?
Because the fungus slows you
Tile,
down. It's like forests. Oh no, the Spartans!